Verbal Riot.
They say elections have consequences, but elections also have benefits, y'all. It's funny because just even 2 months ago, most of these corporations, most of these studios, they could care less about their established audiences, about their established customer bases, right? Remember how they treated us? How we didn't matter anymore? It's all about the modern audience. Well, I guess after years and years of losing money on all these failed projects and failed attempts to make us more progressive, well, I think certain companies want to start making money again. And one of those companies is Walt Disney. Or I should just say Disney. I'm going to keep Walt out of it because Walt will be turning it over in his grave if he saw what his company's become. So let's just say Disney has turned a new leaf, and by turning a new leaf, I mean parts of their company does want to start making money again. And one of those parts is Pixar. Pixar has decided, you know what? We are going to scrap all the woke stuff that came before because you know what? It's not doing anything for us. And we saw that earlier this year with their movie Inside Out 2. Nice movie, fun movie, not for me because I'm a grown ass man, but for kids, and yeah, even for an adult who has kids, it's an enjoyable movie. Now, something interesting they did though was supposedly around the rumor mill, there was a transgender storyline that was supposed to be in the movie that was cut out. And you know what's funny? That decision to cut out that storyline made that movie I don't know the exact number, but let's just say over $1 billion. Over $1 billion. You guys have to understand Disney has been taking a loss probably since 2020. Or let's just say right after Endgame. So whatever time period that was, Disney has been taking a loss. So to have that kind of win and to understand that that win came from giving the people what they want, not throwing in, you know, ideology into a children's story, they made $1 billion. And I think Disney saw that and said, you know what? Let's do that again. Let's do that all over again. And they did with their newest film, Win or Lose. Oh, I'm sorry, their newest Disney Plus show, Win or Lose. It's actually a TV series. So, yeah, the big controversy right now is that the show Win or Lose has, I guess, a transgender character in it. Now, the thing that's weird about this is that Win or Lose is about a softball team for little tiny kids, for little kids. So, why was there a story about a transgender kid in a children's cartoon where really no one is gay, straight, or anything? Because when you're a little kid, you don't care about things like sexuality, which for some reason they want to keep throwing into children's films. You get what I'm saying? So Disney's decision to pull that storyline out of Win or Lose has everybody on the left all riled up, right? They're pissed off because trans kids aren't being seen. That's a problem in and of itself, just that term trans kids. But we'll get into that in a second. So yes, Disney decided to pull, and here it is in the Hollywood Reporter. Disney pulls transgender storyline from Pixar's Win or Lose streaming series. And yeah, people are pissed. Well, certain people are pissed. The same people who are pissed about how the election went. You get what I'm saying? Uh, and what's weird is that they're pissed that they can't tell a sexualized story in a kids film or a kids show. But it's not just the it's not just the people on the left that are pissed off about this. No. So the actress herself spoke out, the transgender actress. And I say herself just to be polite. But here we are. It says, win or lose, transgender actress speaks out after Disney cuts her storyline. She's very disheartened, she says. So I'm going to go ahead and read a little bit more. You guys can't see this part because it's on a different screen. But it says, uh, I was exactly, oops, sorry about that. Yeah, here it is. Uh, I was exactly what, it was exactly what I wanted to a T. And that's why it felt so right. It felt just so right, says Stewart, who is a transgender girl from Los Angeles. I immediately asked my mom if I could do it because it just felt like if I don't do this, it wouldn't make sense. You know what I mean? Whatever the hell all that even meant. So her mom, her mom, his whatever. I'm just going to go with the story here. Her mom uh apparently, let him uh transition at a very young age, apparently. As a lot of Hollywood parents are doing right now. A lot of LA. It's a very LA thing to have your kid transition. But it's crazy to me that the funny thing is now I guarantee you that this show is probably going to do very well. It's probably going to do very well because they made a very smart decision. Because we don't need to have that storyline in a kids show. We don't have to have that in anything related to kids at all. Right? Now, if you're telling a story about grown ass adults and you want to throw a trans story in there, okay, fine, do that. But I gotta say, the thing that's interesting about this is the sudden change in Disney, right? All of a sudden, they are, for lack of a better word, awake. They're awake. They're seeing the way the tide is turning, and they're trying to turn with it. Now, not all of Disney, of course. I mean, we know Lucasfilm refuses to buckle. Kathleen Kennedy will drive that company into the ground. And at some point, Disney is just going to have to cut Lucasfilm loose. Honestly, if I were Disney and I were trying to make these big changes, I would just sell Lucasfilm. Just sell it. Are they making any money from it at this point? I mean, are they making any kind of money from it? They're not going to make any money with Mando and Grogu coming up. They damn sure aren't making anything off the Skeleton Crew since there is no one talking about that show. Just sell Lucasfilm already. But you know what? That's neither here nor there because Pixar and believe it or not, guys, the MCU are learning some lessons and they're trying to adapt and change. I'll get into the MCU in a different video. But for right now, let's focus on Pixar. Pixar has had probably one of the best track records of any animation studio I could think of. There was a time when Pixar, much like the MCU and Lucasfilm or Star Wars, it was like printing money. You get what I'm saying? It was like printing money. Pixar, at one point, Pixar couldn't miss. But over the years, man, as Disney has tried to capture the modern audience, everything's going down the shitter. But you know what, though? I got to give them props because they're trying to get back. They're trying to get back. And most importantly, they're trying to give the audience what they want. And they're not the only ones. There's other studios right now who are following suit with that. There's other studios who are trying to get back on track. I get that, and that's good. See, it's a win. guys. It's a win. When these people are trying to win us back, yeah, we don't have to make it super easy for them, but at least they're trying. And if they're giving us what we want, in the end, we still win. I I applaud Pixar. I applaud this decision. And for those of you who have been keeping score, man, I mean, there was a time when they were throwing all kind of weird ideology into these cartoons for kids. There is a list of short of films of TV shows on Disney Plus. There's a list of just plot after plot after plot that involves ideology. So yeah, maybe Pixar still has to work a little harder to win back what they lost. But I will say this is a good start. This is a good start. They are trying. And maybe we should just, maybe be skeptical. Definitely be skeptical. No one deserves the benefit of the doubt. But who knows? Maybe a valuable lesson has been learned. Plus, I'm sure they're hurting to get those Disney Plus subscriptions back. Because I know myself, along with a lot of other people, got rid of our Disney Plus a long time ago. But anyway, guys, I didn't want to harp too much on this story. I think it all kind of speaks for itself. But it's just kind of interesting that, yeah, elections do have consequences, but elections do have benefits. And I gotta say, man, I love the fact that because Trump won, a lot of these companies have to reconsider how they've been treating their customer base and their audience. That's it for me, y'all. If you guys could do me a favor, please sub to the channel. By the way, thank you guys who have subbed. I hit 5,000 subs this week, which was kind of cool. It was a nice little milestone to hit. I'm gonna have a live show with guests, and we're gonna celebrate and have a good time, and do that thing. But thank you guys so much, man. I really do appreciate you for subbing to the channel. Also, if you could give me a like, that helps the algorithm, helps keep YouTube off my back, and also helps me to be seen. So if you give me a like, that'd be great. Reshare, comment, all that good stuff. And until next time, y'all.